I'm Michael Krigsman, an industry analyst with CXOTalk. I'm here in New York City at the IPsoft Digital Workforce Summit, and we're speaking with Moch, who is the CIO and CTO of SEB, a large bank in Sweden. Nicola, thank you for taking a few minutes with us.
Thank you.
So tell us about SEB.
So SEB is a bank in the Nordic region and in the Baltics. It's 150 years old. It has been focused historically and is still focused on helping entrepreneurs in the region. And entrepreneurs in Sweden tend to be sometimes successful because they became the Ericssons of the world. So there is a DNA for the bank of helping big companies, but also private individuals with ambitions.
So the bank is 150 years old,
yes.
Which means it has undergone many transitions.
Many transitions from basically the industrial revolutions to the revolution and the cognitive revolution we are facing right now.
And what's the transformation that you're currently undertaking?
So currently, the whole banking industry, and not especially our bank, is under a huge disruption. We have pressure on the infrastructure and the way we do, for example, payments with the blockchain. We have customers being much more fluid and wanting to have a much better service. So that has created a kind of burning platform for us to transform ourselves in what we now call in our Vision 2025 a world-class service company. Not a bank anymore, but a service company, because that's what we think is the best way to help our customers.
So why call yourself that? I mean, you're still transacting business with money and providing banking services.
Because it points out in the direction where we want to go, because being a bank is one way to help our customers grow. And the fact that the banking sector is being disrupting means that we may have to find some other ways of perfecting service, ameliorating service, ameliorating products, bettering the information we get to our customers.
Now you're using technology to help deliver that world-class customer service.
Yes, we're using a number of technologies, that's right, yes.
And what are some of those technologies?
So I mentioned blockchain before. This is one key where we invest in the R3 consortium, which some of you may know. We invest in data science and big data analytics to better understand our customers. And we obviously also use Amelia's, IPsoft Amelia, for which we call IDA in our word, for interacting with our customers to try to be a world-class service in our customer interaction as well.
So Amelia, or as you call it, IDA, is an AI agent.
Yes, she is, or it is, whatever actually works. Yes, so she is customer-facing since December. And you can talk to her in Swedish if you know Swedish, and she can help you with a number of processes, mainly informational. So I need to open an account, I need to book a meeting, I need to, and she will be better and better at different tasks in the bank in the coming months.
Now you mentioned, is it an it or is it a she? And in a way that gets to the heart of the matter, because you want your customers to feel that there's a human agent on the other end.
Yes, and that brings us to one of the findings that we had, is that basically our customers the reaction to that are divided into two very polarized parts, or polarized camps. One customer would think that it's a she and would be very happy to have something or someone that you can interact with 24/7, can answer the question in a very practical manner without disturbing any human. The other customer will look at it as an it and sometimes have an allergic reaction, because robots trying to look human are kind of fake and will generate a much worse customer experience. So that's a customer behavior that's quite interesting to watch right now.
And how are you managing that? And what are the ultimate results that you've seen so far?
Well, we are managing that by having the choice. I mean, we see her as one channel. So the dream of having, you know, one interaction, one point of entry that would be Amelia is something that probably is going to look different. It's going to be an interaction between human, Amelia, and some other channel. So that's one way of managing it. And in terms of the results, we see it more as a learning journey. How do we, together with our customer, can create the best possible interaction so that they're served the best way? So that's a little bit the journey we're on. So there is no definite conclusion. It's more definitive conclusion. It's more of a start of a journey where we learn and when we tried that and that didn't work. And but we learn a lot about our customers as well through the journey and what behavior they have in different situations. So that's a very interesting and enriching experience for us.
So it sounds like this digital transformation journey is really about, as you say, experimentation and trying new things and learning as you go.
Well, it's experimentation with a little bit more risk, I would say. There is a part of skin in the game when you go out with a completely new interface that hasn't roughly never been tried before in this environment and go out. So I would classify as that as maybe experimentation plus. But I think that starting small in the transformation is a good thing because you don't really know where the end goal is. You have an idea, and the idea is going to be very different 3 months after. That at least was our experience, both in the Amelia case and in the other technologies I was talking about.
Yet you decided to expose it externally to your customers.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do that as opposed to...
Because that's the only way to learn the truth. I mean, you have always a lot of ideas and opinions about how things will pan out when the rubber hits the road, but when it's a new technology, there is no opinion that has better value than the fact that, okay, let's try it. There are so many factors playing in the industry you're in, the brand you have, the country and the culture, that it becomes impossible to predict how people will react. So we decided to try it.
As we conclude, can you share with us any thoughts on what you've learned so far?
What we've learned is that you have very new behaviors and new customers. On one hand, you have new customers who like that channel and who would probably not be customers of the bank without this type of interaction. And on the other hand, you have customers who don't like at all that channel. So the key learning is that this is one channel among others, one way of communicating, and it has to represent the bank in the best way in order to service the customers better.
And I need to ask you one last thing, which is, what advice do you have for other companies that may be looking to learn from customers and go through this experimentation process you've just described?
One advice is that you should start early, even if it's scary, and you should make the customer pain that will inevitably happen because you're experimenting, something that is also a positive thing for the customer by you're helping us. You're not disappointed or you're not angry at the bank because it doesn't work. You're helping us. How can we help you? To have that dialogue become more constructive.
Wonderful. Nicholas, Moch, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.